Impossible levels. These don't have the best reputation, but within the sea of boring wave spam and 5 billion CPS gameplay, there are a couple gems that stand out. And I wanted to try make one today. Now I'm not going for ILL difficulty or anything like Cyclops. I'm thinking more of a Turnus difficulty, where it's impossible right now, but in the far future, someone could maybe beat this one day. Let's get started. Alright, so I don't know if I'm allowed to swear this early into the video, so let's just say the song I picked was Pure Flipping Dread by KZX, who's also the stalemate guy. I'm starting off with one of these silent club step jumps to really set the tone of what this level's going to be like. And then going into 2 purple dash orbs like this. This isn't really fun, but it doesn't matter because no one's going to play it anyway. I can do what I want. And there's going to be a lot of this, just using hitboxes to make the gaps as tight as possible. These are all just slow cube timings, but I'm trying to structure them in interesting ways to make it at least boring to watch. I did this cool Black Blizzard-esque thing where you've got to hold, jump, and then click this pink orb after. And then we're on to more slow cube gameplay. Now just take a look at this dash orb for a second. Now I've got this cool thing here where you click this blue orb twice. Now it may seem lazy that I'm making slow gameplay, but I really want it to contrast the fast parts of the song and make the change into the drop more sudden. Now here's some blue orbs that don't really sync with the music, but I don't care. Some lazy ball gameplay, and now I get to build the drop. Now the change in the music is quite sudden, and like I said before, I wanted to represent that. So we're going straight into a spammy 4x speed wave. I wanted to make uses of the pauses in the song, so you'll see this flicking between half speed and 4x speed quite a lot. I've got some ridiculously tight straight fly with a mini wave spam section as well to maximise fun. We got another pause in the song and then 4x speed wave spam again, some more straight fly with some speed changes and portals to match with the song. Also, I'm going to take a second here. I'm sorry that I change icons every 3 seconds. It's just a weird habit I have. Moving on. I built some more straight fly, but it's on an angle this time, so it's unique. And some more wave gameplay. I also tried to make some robot gameplay. Not really sure what I was going for. This is really weird, but I kept it because I couldn't be bothered changing it. Also did 3 UFO clicks, just like Slaughterhouse, everyone's favorite level. I had this really great idea. So you get a big line of spikes and you make the ship go through it and a bit more wave, some really fast mini wave consistency, and then a bunch of cube timings to end it off. This is only like 30 seconds long, but I really do not care since this is not going to get rated anyway. Now let's decorate it. One thing I've started doing a lot is getting a gradient trigger and putting it on top of everything with a low opacity group. It's quite subtle, but I think it adds a lot. I started on this club step monster with a black base and some of these objects as its eyes. Honestly, the only way I've found to make spikes is just by stacking a bunch of crap on top of each other. I think there's a saw blade in this one somewhere. No, I didn't want it to look overcrowded, so I added a second spike design that was a lot simpler just to break things up a bit. And I started working on this first silent club step jump. This level was still going to have a blue colour scheme, but I changed this first part to be grey because I thought it looked better. It does flash blue a little bit at the start, like it's like foreshadowing or something. Then I made a very simple saw out of like literally 4 objects. I'm going with a sort of messy 1.9 style with these block designs. I'll just put glow on them and they'll probably look good. Here I used a fat stack of toggle triggers to kind of make a flickery effect. I used it to flicker some glow in some of these particle objects. And yeah, the top of that club step monster is just made of 1.0 blocks with some connectors in them. I don't care, I think it looks fine. And here I'm actually using one of the Rob Top backgrounds. I don't normally do this, but this level's so dark you can barely see anything, so no one will notice if I use this. It actually adds some pretty good depth. For these slope designs, I didn't even really try. I just pasted a big saw blade on top and covered it in black glow so you can't see it. Looks fine to me. For this next cube, I'm copy pasting a lot of the designs, but I'm actually adding a bit of blue into the color scheme now. This part's kind of a mess, honestly. I just got bored while building it, so I put random details everywhere. I wanted to do something special for this diabolical dash up here, so I'm setting up some pulse triggers to make it flicker here. I also added some eyeballs to make it extra spooky. After a lot of copy pasting, I added some of these big saw blades on T3. I don't really know what they're supposed to be, but they look cool. After adding some ugly particles, it's time to build the drop. I had this idea of kind of a blizzard or a storm being in the background. So I'm going to use a particle trigger with these cloud objects moving really fast. I also did the spiral thing that just spins and follows the player's X position. Here I made a saw blade, literally just using a spiral and some glow. And here I made a spike design with some dripping objects on the sides. I really like the look, honestly. Now I'm decorating the blocks in a similar way. And I gave this Club Sim monster some bright blue eyes using blending and glow. Then I added some low brightness details using these 2.0 blocks here. I added some more detail to these slopes using some 1.9 objects, and I made them pulse in a sequence like this. Then I added some black particles on top of the screen to add a sense of motion and to help cover up my mid-block designs. Then I made the screen pulse completely black whenever the song pauses, adding a lot of contrast and a cool effect in my opinion. Then I got started on another block design using the same pulsing groups as before to make this cool effect. This actually looks really good with some glow on it. Now that we've got some basic ideas down, it's time for everyone's favourite part of building. Copy and paste. 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 Well, that was fun and enjoyable. I will highlight a couple of cool things I did though. I made the foreground particles a bit more opaque in the more intense parts of the song to really emphasize that. I also added 1, 2, 3, 4 in Roman numerals at these last jumps because why not? But yeah, the level's pretty much done. Do you guys think I should keep this impossible or should I try make it into an actual level? Anyway, roll the showcase. I just realized I forgot to name it. I'm just going to call it Astrophobia, which is the fear of storms. Chuck on an overly edgy description, and we're done. Thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the level and how I could improve. And see you next time.